Hi, one of the most important things to know before you go on a cruise is, what do you do before you go on a cruise? This video is going to give you a bunch of tips of things you need to consider before you cruise. So you can make a list of this stuff and then make sure you tick it off as you go, because all of these things are important. Transfers at the other end, when you get to where you're going, when you get to the airport at the other end. Consider booking your own transfers. Consider not using the cruise transfers or even the TA transfers. Mind you, a good TA will tell you if they can't get you a good deal. They'll say to you, listen, this is who we use, but quite honestly, check it out for yourself because you can probably get it less, especially if there's a group of you. So check your own transfers. Lots of options online. We use gettransfers.com, I think, but there are others. We've used a variety of other transfer companies in the past, and we've it's always been very successful. In fact, the only transfer company that we had an issue with was one that the TA booked for us, and they didn't show up, and we're phoning, and what have you. So that was a real pain in the backside. So generally, you book a transfer or book a cab and you're not going to have any issues. Always better to do it before you go, so it's all paid for, and all you've got to worry about is tipping the driver, whatever you want to tip him. So check out transfers. Tip 12, make sure you do the check-in for the cruise a couple of weeks at least before you go. Do web check-in, because you need to make sure you've got all your information in there, and actually you can't print your tickets off until you've done your web check-in. It's usually you can do it at least 2 or 3 weeks before, sometimes even longer, but just check it out. But make sure you do the web check-in. Also check in on your flights, but of course you usually can't do that until about 48 hours before you fly, which is a bit of a pain, but it's certainly worth doing if you want to get your choice of seat. And again, you can, when you've checked in online, you can download your boarding pass. You can do that either to your phone or tickets. I usually have my phone. My husband has paper tickets, so I let him get on with it. Mine's a backup. And then when you get there, all you've got to do is bag drop, which is just so much easier when you get to the airport. So online check-in, definitely must do. Number 13, if you're a reader, consider getting yourself a Kindle. First of all, I thought, I don't need a Kindle, I've got my iPad, I've got my phone. But actually, iPads in the sun do not do well. They overheat very quickly. The sun just is attracted by the glass, I guess, and it overheats. Doesn't matter how careful you are, it overheats. Whereas a Kindle, a Paperwhite, is great for the sun. It doesn't glare, it's easy to read, doesn't overheat, it's brilliant. Waterproof as well, the latest one, waterproof, and you can get audiobooks on it if you want to. So again, awesome. A Kindle, absolutely recommend it. The latest Paperwhite is the one I've got. I do have some audiobooks on it, but I'm so used to listening to my audiobooks on my iPhone that I'll probably continue to do that. But it's nice to know I've got the option of having them on my Kindle as well. So you don't have to carry physical books. I know some people go, oh yeah, but I like the smell of the paper and I like turning the pages. That's great. I used to do the same thing, but they weigh. It weighs heavy having a book. And if you would rather take 5 books and less shoes, great, do that. But if you want to save weight and save space, then get a Kindle and take it with you. Another thing about the Kindle over the iPhone or the iPad is keeps its charge a lot longer. You can read like loads and loads of stuff on the Kindle and it doesn't run out. So just my tip, treat yourself to a Kindle, get someone to buy it for you for your birthday. That's the best way to do it. But Kindle is a great thing to have with you on a cruise. I see lots more people with Kindles now than I used to, but I still see bunches of people with books. And I think, why? Why carry that? Even if you love paper, keep the paper at home and bring the Kindle on your cruise. Tip 14 is order cash if you need it. If you need to get dollars or euros, I wouldn't worry too much about getting other currency, because most countries will take that kind of currency, either dollars or euros. And so if you want dollars or euros, it's better to order it early. Now, there's lots of places you can get it. You can order it online, but if you order it online through a transfer service, then I believe you have to order quite a lot, like $500 or €500 or something. You can also get prepaid cards that, like Revolut, and there's no charge for getting the cash out on that. So you can put money on that here and draw it out in America, and there's no charge for you to change it over. My daughter travels to America a lot. She uses Revolut. Or you can order it from different services. Tesco's, my husband loves Tesco's because he gets club card points. You hand your club card in when you order your currency, and you get a better rate. So things like that. You'll have your own favourite place to do it. Co-op, some people do it in the co-op, some people in the post office. When I posted something on this, someone went, "No, don't use the post office, it's ridiculous, it's far too expensive," etc. You know what? It's up to you. You know, you do what you want to do. I'm just telling you what you can do. I personally, if I want to use my card abroad, I use it abroad. And I've got cards that don't charge me either. So, you know, but for me, it's not a big deal. I just get it. My husband orders a couple of $100 or a couple of €100, so we've got a little bit of cash to play around with. But other than that, if I want to buy something, I use my cards. So if you need cash, order it before you go, in plenty of time, so that you get it before you go, because it's not like walk in and get it today. Quite often they have to order it for you. So that's something on your list to tick off. Tip 15, book packages before you go, at least 48 hours before you board ship. I think it closes, certainly with MSC, it closes at 48 hours. After that, you can't order any packages. Online, you can get a drinks package. It will cost you 15% less than if you do it on board. You can get photograph packages. Quite often in the last 3 weeks, you'll get deals crop up for photograph packages. Again, usually cheaper than you can get it on board. Internet packages, exactly the same. Book it before you go, it will cost you less money. Birthday cakes, probably won't cost you less, but you can order it before you go. Different things like that. Champagne and strawberries in your cabin, stuff like that. Order them all before you board, because it will be less. Now, the one thing that my husband said to me when I was thinking about this, he said, tell them not to book spa packages before they board. And the reason for that is that you will always get a better deal when you're on ship for a port day, because they're empty and they want to get people into the spa. Number 16, this is a tip from my husband. Don't carry unnecessary keys with you. His bunch of keys has got loads of keys on it. It's got my daughter's house key, my son's house key, our car key, the back door key, stuff like that. Different keys for different things. He's got like a bunch, he's like a jailer. Mine only has a couple of keys, but it still has more than my door key and my car key. My husband said, why carry all those keys? Before you go, take all the keys off your ring and just carry your house key and your car key if you have to before you go. So it's you don't have that extra weight. So tip number 16, don't carry unnecessary keys, because mine are usually in the bottom of my bag, and that's a tip. Ladies, don't carry unnecessary stuff in the bottom of your bag. Clear out your handbag so that you then place into it the things you actually want to take. Otherwise you'll be like me and get there and it's like, oh, I didn't know I had that teaspoon in there. Oh, look, I've got 14 packets of sweeteners in there. Stuff like that. So no, take what you need. Okay, that will save a lot of weight and a lot of hassle. Tip number 17, a little sensitive maybe, but buy personal hygiene products before you go, because they cost a lot more on ship. And you know, ladies particularly, you have particular makes that you like, and you might not get those abroad anyway. So just be aware that you need to make sure you have adequate provision when you go, and get it, buy it before you leave. I'm saying nothing else on that one. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. Tip number 18, if you have children, make sure you take stuff to keep them occupied while you're travelling, or for sea days. They don't necessarily want to be lying out in the sun. They don't necessarily want to be at kids' club. They sometimes need things to do. Now, on ship, there's usually games available that you can go and borrow. But flights particularly, I think, are the worst for children. And remember that they can't always use their electronic stuff when they're taking off and landing. It's getting a little bit freer now from different companies, but some of them still ask you to turn off all your electronic stuff until you're in the air. So just make sure you've got stuff with you. Perhaps pack of cards, you know, these ones where they have to say who's got the highest weight or something, you know. Get a pack of cruise ship cards. That's what my grandchildren were playing last time. But just take something to occupy the children, and make sure you've got some baby wipes with you for their faces, wet wipes for their faces and their hands, and, you know, antiseptic wipes or whatever, because, you know, it's a nightmare. You've got them sitting in a seat and they get chocolate all over their face, and the fasten seatbelt sign is on. You can't get up and take them to the loo. You know, you want something to make sure you can take care of them while they're in their seat. Tip number 19, don't forget chargers. Chargers. I would freak if I didn't have my chargers with me. I have an iPhone, an iPad, AirPods, Kindle, Fitbit, laptop. That's 6 chargers. If I didn't have those 6 chargers with me, I would really freak out. So make sure that you've got them with you. Make sure you've got chargers for everything. Can you imagine your little one has got their Game Boy and you didn't make sure they got their charger in their bag? I know that happens because my grandson's come over to stay with me before now. He's gone, oh, Nana, my Game Boy is, or whatever it's called, is nearly dead. I'm like, where's your charger? I don't know. And didn't bring the charger. He's left it at home. So I know it's easy to do. So make sure you have them, all your chargers, because that is like, oh my goodness, you don't leave home without the necessary chargers for what you need. And make sure, like if you've got a toothbrush, my toothbrush is a battery operated toothbrush. It's like a rechargeable toothbrush. It lasts for up to 3 weeks. But when I did my 4-week cruise, I had to make sure that I had a charger with me because I knew it wasn't going to last for 4 weeks. So toothbrush with you. Tip 20, plan your wardrobe. Plan what you're going to wear to the different evenings. So again, I use the spreadsheet. Plan your dress. Plan what you're wearing with your dress. Plan your shoes so that you can wear different things more than once. So for example, I have sparkly jackets and wraps and things, and I will think, okay, I can wear that one 3 times because I can wear it with that dress, those dresses. I can wear those shoes twice or those shoes 3 times. So if you plan it, then you know which bag, which shoes, which jewellery, which dress, which wrap, etc. That will help you to pack efficiently. I usually take 1 extra dress just in case, because, you know, if a zip goes, that happened to me one time. I wasn't on a cruise, but I was going to a big event, a gala event in London, and I hadn't made up my mind which dress I was going to wear. And so I had an Old Faithful that I used to have everywhere with me. You know, you screw it up in the bottom of your suitcase and it'd be fine. Had that with me, but I had the new dress that I wanted to wear. And as my husband pulled the zip up, it just opened from the bottom up. The zip was burst, and it was like 2 hours before we were going to go to the event. I couldn't fix it. And to be honest, he said to me, well, I can fix it. He said, I'll put it and I'll sew it. And I'm like, I am not chancing wearing a dress that the zip has just broken to an event with 600 of my closest friends. No way. So I wore my Old Faithful. So just in case, I always take an extra dress, just in case anything happens. So yeah, worth doing. So make your list. And finally, number 21. Tip 21. If you drive to a hotel and you change, so you wear clothes, you have your dinner that night, then you get up in the morning, shower, do all your stuff, put your dirty clothes into your bag. No. Put your clean clothes on, put your dirty clothes into a carry-it bag or into a bag you're going to leave in your car. Don't carry dirty stuff with you. Don't take stuff that you've already worn. What's the point? You're just going to get there unless it's something you really want when you're on your cruise and you can get it washed. And don't take your heavy coat. If you're going somewhere really hot, don't take your heavy coat, leave it in your car. And okay, so you freeze a little bit when you arrive back home from the airport to the car, but once you get in your car and get your coat on, it's nice and warm. So I've got quite a chunky coat that I bought one for Norway, and now I've lost a lot of weight, so that one's miles too big for me, but I've got a replacement. A similar coat. It's got lots of zips in. I love it. A jacket, which is nice and warm and windproof and rainproof and perfect for going to Norway. And so I wear that a lot, but I leave that in the car because it's much too heavy for if I'm going on to a hot location. So always make sure I take a couple of hoodies or something with me though, so if I am a bit chilly, I can put that on. So that's 21 tips things to do before your cruise. Do subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, give me a thumbs up for a like and hit the notification bell if you want to know when I'm posting again. I'm Jen Obridge, I'm the Cruise Queen. Thanks for joining me. Join me next time. I'll see you soon. Bye.